What's up, Minecrafters? KC here, and welcome to episode 33 of my Let's Play series for Minecraft Pocket Edition. I've been working on my sheep farm, and I created as many different dyes as I could, and dyed at least one sheep in all of those different colors. And I've sheared those sheep, and I have at least one of each different color block here, at least the colors that I was able to obtain. I wasn't able to obtain them all. Light gray and dark gray, I just was not able to get. You can't seem to craft light gray or dark gray dyes because they require ink sacs, which are unobtainable in survival mode. But I have got a lot of different color blocks here anyway. And today I'm going to be working on my wool storage room. I worked on it a little bit during the last episode. I wasn't satisfied with it. So I came back and changed the configuration to look like this. I'm going to place chests here along the floor. And then I'm going to place the wool blocks here in the back. And so there will be one chest for each different color wool. So I'm going to be working on that today. And I'm going to try to make it nice and neat. We don't have item frames, at least in this version, 0.8.1 of Pocket Edition. But there are some things that you can do to make this area look nice, and so I'll be doing that today. So I'm going to start with my chest placement. And I had to experiment with this a bit to get two single chests side by side. So for example, if you place two chests together, it will create a double wide chest. But what if you wanted two single wide chests instead of a double wide chest? So most of you probably know how to do this, but it took me a little bit of time to figure it out. But I did find that if you place two chests separated by one block, and then you place a chest in the middle, it will create one double wide chest. And then you can come back and destroy one of those, and then you're left with two single wide chests side by side. So if you've been wondering how to do that, that's how you do it. And again, it took me a little bit of time to figure that out. So I do want the single wide chests here, and I'm just going to continue placing those along this side of my storage room. And once I get done, I think I will have 7 chests going across here, and then I will end up with 7 chests on the other side as well. So I now have my 7 single wide chests on that wall, and I will do the same thing here on the other side. Again, just placing the two chests one block apart, and then joining two of them together, and then destroying one of them. And then for the last chest, I do need to remove this block, so that may not be a problem every time. I just need to destroy that block to get the double wide chest to place there. So I have my chests laid out now, and the next thing I'm going to do, again, is I'm going to place wool blocks here in this section where I removed the material. And so I'm going to try to get my colors organized the best way that I can, sort of in a color range, so that it may make it easier to find when I'm going back into the room looking for maybe a different color wool, or I've sheared my sheep and I'm looking to place that into the appropriate chests. So I'll start with that wool. And again, I selected it out really in the order that I want to place this block. So I'm just placing those wool blocks along that back wall. And so again, I will have this chest with black wool, and brown wool, and so on and so forth. And then I'm going to do the same thing here on the other side. So I will get my colors out, again in the order that I want to place them. So I think that's the order that I want them in, although I may change the order slightly. But I'll definitely start with my blue wools first. So let's see, I think I would prefer to have the dark blue after the light blue. So I have my blues arranged together. And then next I will do purple, the light purple, and then finally pink and white. So the colors are somewhat sorted from light to dark, but the like colors together, for example, the blues, the purples, the greens over here on the other side. So again, that should make it a little bit easier to identify the chests. And then just for looks, I'm going to place these trapdoors against those blocks of wool. And again, not having item frames in Pocket Edition, with the trapdoor, you can place those and then close the trapdoor, and at least it gives you a little bit of decoration around the block behind it. So again, it should make it easy to come back in and find the chest that contains the red wool. So I will do the same thing on the other side. And I find it easier to place all of the trapdoors first and then close them all. So the next thing I'm going to do, just to finish this area off and give it a bit more of a finished look, is I'm going to place upside down stairs along the top of both walls. So I have, I think, enough of those. Yeah, I have enough of those here. So those do seem to open the trapdoors. So I have to go back and reclose those. So maybe it would have been best to place my upside down stairs first. But I can come back and close those trapdoors. So now I think I have a nicely organized wool storage room, and I can come back to my had quite a few stacks of some of the different colors of wool where I've had sheep for some time, and I've been shearing those. You can see the dyes here that I made when I colored all of the sheep, and I have a few of those left, so I'm going to store those in this chest as well. And then just organize my wool. I only have that one block of that color, so I will just move on here. And I think one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to continue working in the room where I have my sheep currently. I'd like to get them maybe a little more organized, separate the different colors of sheep to make it a little bit easier to find a certain color and harvest that sheep's wool. And you can always come back and dye the sheep again different colors. So if you're trying to collect a lot of red wool, you can do that. Dye all your sheep red, and then you can come back and dye them again and change the color. So I now have all of my wool nicely organized. If I need black wool, I know exactly where that's stored. And I'm going to continue using this chest, at least for the time being, to store my wools that I gather, and my shears, and my different dyes. So I like the way this area turned out. I think that looks nice. And again, I'm going to come back at some point and get this room maybe a little more organized. Again, separate out all of the sheep by color so that if I'm wanting to shear maybe the black sheep, I will have them together in an area. That will make it easier to do that. I expect that to be a bit of a challenge to move the sheep into the area where I would like for them to be, and then find an enclosure or a way to keep them in that area with fence or something like that. But that's something that I will be working on. So all in all, I'm pleased with the way this area has turned out. As I said before in a previous video, I think I will do something similar for cows and pigs at some point in the future. At this point, I really don't have a lot of need for those. The cows would be nice because I could gather milk from them, but the pigs really don't serve too much of a purpose to me, at least at this point, with the things that I'm doing in this world. So I think I'll end the episode here. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to the next episode. Thank you.